podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
At the mouth of the cave stood two people, a boy with an eye patch, and a 10-foot-tall man in a tattered prison jumpsuit. The boy I recognized, Ethan Nakamura, son of Nemesis. In his hands was an unfinished sword, a double-edged blade of black Stygian iron with skeletal designs etched in silver. It had no hilt, but set in the base of the blade was a golden key, just like I'd seen in Persephone's image. The giant man next to him had eyes of pure silver. His face was covered with a scraggly beard, and his gray hair stuck out wildly. He looked thin and haggard in his ripped prison clothes, as though he'd spent the last few thousand years at the bottom of a pit. But even in this weakened state, he looked plenty scary. He held out his hand, and a giant spear appeared. I remembered what Thalia had said about Iapetus. His name means the Piercer, because that's what he likes to do to his enemies. Welcome to the Eldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm your humble Ray from Cabin 12.
Fancy. And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. That you did a thing
did
there,
I throw you
and
off?
It threw me off. Yeah, you threw me off a little bit. Are you the special guest now? Is that what you're trying to say here?
I can be if you want me to be. I can be your Angle or your Devil.
Angle?
Uh-huh.
if you say so. Sure.
Sometimes I quote memes at you, Charlie. Memes from Tumblr that you don't understand, and you just have to not worry about it.
I've definitely heard this, but like there's a difference between hearing it out loud, you know?
Yeah, there is.
We were supposed to have Taylor come on for this episode. But you know what?
The gods have smited her once again.
Literally, every fucking time, I swear. There are like tornadoes and shit, so she has
what the fuck? Zeus, back the fuck off. We're trying to podcast here.
She even already read it. Like, we were so terrible. We had to, like, read it, like, just now before.
Yeah.
And she'd already read it, like, a couple hours ago.
Oh. This is so sad.
Rip Taylor. You were a real one.
Taylor, we dedicate this podcast to you.
The one and only. Well, my dude, what the fuck was this thing that we covered that was like 50 pages long? Oh my god!
It wouldn't feel so bad if we weren't both rushing to read it and like late to recording because we didn't realize how fucking long it was gonna be.
I started reading it like a half hour before recording, like I usually do. While I was eating dinner, and I'm like, this is fine. I'm good. I did get a little distracted, but, like, I was still reading. It was good. If it had been, like, 20 pages, I would have been done on time.
But, alas.
This fucking book.
So, this one's about a sword.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, like, in my copy of the Demigod files, for some reason, like, in the middle of this short story, we just have a bunch of pictures and, like, little descriptions of some characters from the Percy Jackson series. And I'm like, okay, I get that's what this book is for. Why is it in the middle of the story?
They're on, like, glossy pages, right? I think those just have to go in the middle of the book for some reason.
It's not even, like, the actual middle, though. It's, like, 2/3 of the way through.
I can't imagine that.
Even farther than that, actually. Like,
it's fucked up. It's weird.
Anyway, continue. Please tell me what we read. It's about a sword? A really cool sword?
Sword of Hades. He has one of those now. Percy, Talia, and Nico get bamboozled into gathering up, and then they are dragged into the underworld by Persephone this time. Hades his brand new sword has been jacked, and she wants the kids to go round up the thief. They go find Sisyphus on Nico's recommendation, and Talia rolls his boulder for him so that they can grill him. He tells them that he told a one-eyed demigod to go talk to Melanoe. They get jumped. Right. We're guessing. It feels like we should have that right, given that Hades 2 is like a thing that exists.
Yeah. I think the real summary of this is that this is just Hades 2, actually.
This podcast episode is our Hades 2 speedrun. That is, we're calling it that because we have so much shit to cover and we're gonna have to do it really fast. But, alright.
God.
Speaking of which, they are on their way, and they get jumped by some bat ladies who seem super psyched to serve Kronos and some other guy. What the fuck was his name? Is it Iapetus?
Yeah, yes, and no. Yeah, it's Bob. It's Bob.
All
Just
right.
keep going.
We'll argue pronunciation later.
We
Percy
will.
gets carved up like a Christmas ham, and then they have to go cross the Leith. Which is apparently also a contested pronunciation. So Percy tries controlling the river while he is basically dying, but they make it without losing their memory, so that's cool. Melanoe turns into Talia and Nico's dead moms, but apparently Percy is immune because he and his ghosts are like, chill. They're too late though, and Iapetus is up, and he's trying to murder them while Ethan Nakamura mostly looks really uncomfortable. Percy wipes Iapetus' memory and renames him Bob, and now he is our new bestie, and he heals Percy's shoulder. And we go back, and it turns out that Persephone was the mastermind behind the whole sword thing in the first place, and Hades is kind of pissed about it, but he accepts it from them. And then we end with a cool plot hook that Nico has a mysterious offer for Percy.
Yeah, like, it's literally the same plot hook from the end of Battle of the Labyrinth, but it's just like, hey, remember that thing we talked about in the last book?
And Percy's like, yeah, I remember, and I said no, apparently. So apparently it's like a contentious...
Yeah, but it's it's one of those things, because this is like, the Demigod Files is the book leading up to Last Olympian, so it's like, we gotta remind everyone, hey, we still don't know this big secret that's going on between Percy and Nico. What's going on there? What's the key to, defeating Kronos? What is Nico's idea? Well, my dudes, this is really gonna be the test of if I can do this podcast. I have like so many myth things to do, because most of these things do not come back. So I have to cover them here, or I never will.
We don't always take a lot of underworld adventures, it turns out.
Like, we do, but we don't explore certain parts of the underworld, again, is the thing. It's like, there are so many parts of the underworld, so, yeah. It's not like we run into Tantalus again, even though we're in the underworld. We run into Sisyphus. So, alright, in case you missed it. Okay, so first off, is a fake out, because the keys of Hades were mentioned. You know what that's from?
No.
The Bible.
What the fuck?
Rick? A quick Google search is like that Jesus had the keys of death in Hades. Something like that.
Excuse me? Jesus?
No, it's because he was resurrected, I guess. Yeah.
I can't believe this.
So Jesus was the first person to steal Hades' key. Canon. I think that's canon.
Well, how else did he get out of there? Wait, what the fuck? Sorry, I just also Googled it, and there's an article on Christianity.com that says, did Jesus fight Satan for the keys to death and hell? I'm just imagining Jesus, like, fucks him up.
I like that that's, like, a thing that people are questioning. Of all the things in religion to question, that's the one we need to know the answer to.
Obviously.
Did Jesus beat up Satan for the keys of death? I mean, so it's also, like, so interesting that we bring up this thing from the Bible while Percy's constantly like, it's Christmas time! The underworld isn't dressed up for Christmas! Like, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it is. Oh my god.
Okay. So yeah, that has like no relevance anywhere else. I think the Hades Wikipedia page does say that keys are like a symbol of his, but that could have just been added because of the Christian thing. Right. So, I want to say keys are like actually a thing for like Hecate. Just do like a quick 2-second search there. Yeah, keys are more a thing for Hecate than Hades, I would think.
Huh.
Goddess of like doorways and crossroads and shit.
Right.
All right, so Sisyphus. I think that's the one that's easiest to pronounce out of all of these things. like that's one of the pop culture things that everyone knows, right?
Yeah, for real.
God, someone was it Kayla? Somebody shared a meme in the server the other day that was about like Sisyphus. And it was like the trolley problem one. And it involved like the ship of Theseus and something else. Like the Infinite Hotel, and it just made me so mad. It was awful. 10 out of 10 meme, but I'm mad. Like that's the point of it. Sisyphus would not be happy. So this man was the founder and king of Ephyra, aka Corinth.
Okay.
And we've mentioned him on this pod a few times, I think, because I kept comparing Daedalus to Sisyphus, I think, and how he's like trying to cheat death. And it's kind of futile to cheat death. And that's why he's so famous for the thing that he is punished for, rolling that boulder up that hill forever.
Well, it has a lot of metaphorical weight to it. Everybody likes it.
Weight? Like how much that boulder weighs?
Yeah, literally.
The boulder. So, etymology, unclear. Sophos does mean wise. Is it related to Sisyphus? I feel like that's
seems like a stretch.
That's a stretch. But somebody else says maybe goat skin. I don't know how that relates to this man though. Again, I'm not seeing it. They're connecting the dots, and I'm like, no, you didn't connect shit. So let's see. He is the son of Aeolus, not that one you're thinking of, different one. Not Aeolus the wind guy, but Aeolus, like, son of Helen, as in, like, Hellenistic, like the Helen with 2 L's, that guy. So that means Sisyphus is, like, one of the first Greeks, Hellenistic Greeks, I guess. His granddad was, like, the first guy, so that's pretty cool. He's got 1 million fucking brothers.
We got a lot to cover, Charlie. Get to the meat of it. Tell me about the man.
I'm looking to see what is interesting here. Oh, why is someone saying he's the father of Odysseus? That's a lie. Okay. Yeah, no. Okay, cheated death. Which came first? Is it... Okay, so... Oh god, I forgot that's why it happened. So Sisyphus betrays one of Zeus' secrets? He reveals the whereabouts of someone to someone else? I'm very confused why he's so mad about this.
Sounds spicy.
It's just like, Zeus was mad for no fucking reason. It's like, Thanatos, bring that guy to Tartarus. I hate him.
So he didn't even die normal, though? Like...
No. This is the beginning of the cheating of death. This is... we gotta start at the beginning where it's like, oh yeah, bring him down. Sisyphus is like, excuse me, I thought Charon was supposed to bring me to death, actually, because he's the ferryman of souls.
And that fucking works?
And yeah, and then he's like asking about the chains that Thanatos has for him. Like, oh, I want to know about these. This is very interesting. Puts the chains on Thanatos instead.
Okay, well, at least that's something. I thought it was just gonna be like being rude to a customer service representative. But no, there's actual kidnapping involved, so...
There's some good shit here, actually. Like, he's a fucking asshole. I kinda like it.
That kind of slaps, yeah.
Like, I love Thanatos to death, but I'm also like, man, Sisyphus. Dang. So, nobody dies on Earth for a year, because Thanatos is in chains.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
You know who's the most mad about this? Ares. He's like, war's no fun if I can't kill people.
That's fucked up, actually. I don't even want to think about, like, the ramifications of that and, like, people being injured but not dying.
Yeah.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, I think that would be so cool, though. More of that, please, where it's just like, this person just gets stabbed through the heart. It's like, oh, I guess the death is turned off at the moment. And they're just fine. Okay. So, in some versions, it's actually Hades instead of Thanatos. But, you know, that's like... But there's Thanatos, who's like the god of death, the personification of dying. And then, you know, there's Hades, god of the underworld, and, like, you know, the domain of death. So,
right.
I personally like that Thanatos being the one instead.
Me too.
Okay, so... Yeah, they end up freeing Thanatos. But then... God... Before Sisyphus dies for real, I guess, he has his wife throw his naked corpse into the middle of, like, the street. He's like, just don't do the burial rites for me, please. Like, if you love me, you need to do this for me. And so when he goes to the underworld, because he's dead, he's like, oh, Persephone, my wife, she did this awful thing to me, and my dead body, she just threw it in the street. I'm devastated. Please let me go back and haunt her. So
that's such a funny move, because people are always so desperate to get their burial rites all good so that they can rest in peace, and he's like, literally, fuck that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure then he like just goes back in his body. And like he fake scolds her and is just like, cool, I'm back. What's up, guys? And then he's forcibly dragged back by Hermes. Because I guess that man does not fear him. Like, a trickster to a trickster, he's like, nah, you can't do it. You can't trick me. So this man has made an enemy of Thanatos and Hades and Persephone. Man, you deserve
not a great move.
What you get. You deserve it. Yeah.
He's like, I'll just slip under the radar here. And they're like, literally no.
Hey, look, in popular culture, we have Hades.
Woo!
That's important. Boldy! Boldy is on there. Anyway, we're going to our next thing, which I forgot was here. The Kyries? I think I got that right. I think that's how it's said.
Sounds legit to me.
I think that's funny because, like, literally on the top, it's like, not to be confused with, I don't know if it's a hard C or not, but it is Ceres. Okay, yeah, like cereal. The Roman form of Demeter. Because it's like basically almost spelled the same. Okay, so goddesses of violent death.
Yeah. Seems bad.
They were born from Nyx and Erebos. Fun. Oh my god. So many children of Nyx. Literally so many. They don't exactly kill anyone, but they're just, like, kind of present when people are dying. And then they just, like, eat the remains. They're just vultures, I think. Yeah,
literally. They're just carrion birds. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
They're like, what if a carrion bird was, like, a scary lady? Because we hate women.
Yeah,
and they're like,
that's
fuck
most
yeah.
of mythology. What if it was, like, part animal and also a lady? Names possibly mean like death or doom or plague or disease. Hey, that's what Rick took. He was just like, they're disease
Which
gods,
also makes sense because a battlefield with a lot of rotting bodies is definitely disease ridden.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay, their description of them is in the story the Shield of Achilles. Okay. Or Shield of Heracles, god damn it. I know both of these stories exist, but I always think Shield of Achilles first, because Shield of Heracles is basically a fanfic version of it. It came second. Didn't it? I'm pretty sure it came second.
I don't know anything.
Okay, what do they look like? The Black Dooms, gnashing their white teeth, grim-eyed, fierce, bloody, terrifying, fought over men who were dying, for they were longing to drink dark blood. Ooh, vampires. As soon as they caught a man who had fallen or one newly wounded, one of them clasped her great claws around him, and his soul went down to Hades, to chilly Tartarus. Fun.
To chilly Tartarus. You know, it's a little chilly down there. You might want a jacket.
And when they had satisfied their hearts with human blood, they would throw that one behind them and rush back again into the battle and the tumult. I can't words. Anyway, thank you, Wikipedia. Ooh, okay, they even have Roman equivalents? What? Litum, which, if you don't know, Letus is the Roman version of Thanatos. So, death. Just death. Or, their other name is the Tenebrae, which is shadows. Very, very cool. Yeah. Ooh, I like this. At the bottom here, it's like, maybe they're related to the Valkyries. Because, you know, the Valkyries also fly over battlefields and, you know, look at those who died. But I think that's a little bit more positive.
Yeah, it's interesting that you could even think of those things as being related. Like, the idea that Valkyries might have even originated from carrion birds, but, like, become this other thing. Yeah. Kind of fascinating.
Well, you know, you can't say Valkyries without Kyries. But, anyway, let's talk about the river. I think this says it's pronounced Lethe. It's got the I.
I guess.
It's got the I.
I mean, they can say it like that. I'm just gonna say it Leith, probably, because that's my life.
I thought it was Lev. That's how I thought it was said. My life is a lie, too.
I don't know why this one specifically we both have, like, strong opinions about.
I'm just gonna go with what it tells me to do.
Yeah, I guess. Still, I'm not happy about it.
You want to go with the other name, which is Lesmozin?
Yes, I do.
So the etymology, it means oblivion, forgetfulness, or concealment. Very cool. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Because it makes sense that it's, like, related to the word aletheia, which I know is the Greek word for truth, which also just means unforgetfulness, unconcealment. I didn't know that. Okay. Cool beans. Language things exist. So this is a river. The dead had to drink it in order to forget their lives, had their memories erased so they could be reincarnated. You know, it's pretty chill. It's located next to Hades' palace, under a cypress tree.
Aw, so pretty.
That's cool. Oh, what is this? Why is Orpheus here? Okay. Orpheus gave the dead a password to tell Hades' servants which would allow them to drink instead from the river of memory? What river is this? I know this goddess, whose name I do not want to try to say. But she is the goddess of memory. Does she have her own river? I don't know about this. I never heard it before. It's she's the mother of the muses. Nemazin? Yeah. It starts with an M, and then it has an N, and then it just goes downhill. Oh, that's why the Lethe is also called the Lesmozin. That makes sense.
Right. As opposed to Nesmozin. Nesmozine? Yeah. Whatever.
I can't. I can't with these Greek words. I assume
that's where, like, mnemonic and stuff come from. Because
Oh yeah, definitely. Because it's memory.
Memory.
It's all about memory, man. Drinkers of the Lethe's water would not be quenched of their thirst, often causing them to drink more than necessary. Okay.
So the Nesmozin has good water, and the Lethe is bad water, I guess.
I think that this part. Yeah, I think this part might be, like, some Orphic.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's
some
what
Orphic
it looks
nonsense.
Like. Yeah, so it's not like the main Greek mythology. It's the Orphic side quest, if you will. But we do love Orphism here because we love the Hades game. So, yeah, but Lethe is also a goddess because, that's kind of how this works.
Right.
If it has a water, it's also a person. Like we gotta have both. There's a personification and there's a place every time. She's the daughter of Oceanus. Makes sense. Okay, somebody says she might be the daughter of Eris. What? Interesting. Yeah, we already said she's related to Nemazine. There is so much shit here. Okay. There is so much shit here. It's just a fucking river, dude. And your microphone isn't working. I cannot hear you, bro. Hello.
I wonder how long I was out for. Who could say?
Maybe like 2 minutes.
Okay, well,
All right.
I can't imagine why it happened that time.
I don't know, man. I don't know
We
what's
used to be
happening here.
fine. We used to be fine.
Everything was fine. And the Fire Nation attacked. Yeah, there's just like a lot of things here because I guess, you know what? Memory, it's kind of important, so people are going to reference it a lot. There is literally a page called River Lady in Popular Culture. I cannot go into that at this time, but it exists, just so y'all know. So let's talk about this goddess. Let's see if I can try to say her name. I think it's Melanoe. I think that's how it's pronounced.
That's what we decided last time, at least.
Yeah. This is my girl, my queen, Hades 2's protagonist.
Right. Their version in Percy Jackson seems a lot less sexy than the Hades 2 version, so...
We're gonna talk about why that is, and how the fuck Rick came up with this. So...
Oh boy.
So she's a chthonic nymph or goddess. That just means underworld. She's the bringer of nightmares and madness. So she'd get along well with Dionysus.
Apparently.
Which, you know, that's Zagreus, so.
Goddamn.
It's funny.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming together, man. So, her characteristics seem similar to Hecate and the Furies. I wonder if that's why in the Hades 2 game, she's a student of Hecate. Her
I'm stroking my chin thoughtfully.
Melanoe's name is thought to be an epithet of Hecate. I'm just saying here, there are too many connections. Yeah, also, I guess she's described very similarly to, moon goddesses. Very cool, very cool. Okay, what the fuck does her name mean? Having the color of quince. That thing. Tree fruit. Melon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a deciduous tree that bears hard, aromatic, bright, golden yellow palm fruit, similar in appearance to a pear.
I need to look up my girl for a second. Just so I can have like an image while I'm like also thinking about both of these things. Okay. So is this the whole hymn right here? Okay. Let me read this. I call upon Melanoe, saffron-cloaked nymph of the earth, whom revered Persephone bore by the mouth of the Cactus River, upon the sacred bed of Cronian Zeus. Right, I forgot. In the guise of Pluton Zeus, tricked Persephone, through wily plots bedded her. A two-bodied specter sprang forth from Persephone's fury. I just can't speak right now. This specter drives mortals to madness with her airy apparitions, as she appears in weird shapes and strange forms. Now plain to the eye, now shadowy, now shining in the darkness. All this in unnerving attacks in the gloom of night. O goddess, O queen of those below, I beseech you to banish the soul's frenzy to the ends of the earth. Show to the initiates a kindly and holy face. That's
Seems like she's pretty cool, actually, and that Rick should be nicer to her.
Yeah, she's fucking cool. Yeah, there is she's a daughter of Zeus and Persephone. So is Zagreus, if you go far back enough. I like the version.
Yeah, don't like that.
It's not.
Also, the fact that it's a rape scene, so that's bad.
Yeah.
We really should kill that man.
We always should. Really, kill Zeus. Okay, so is this describing that? Yeah, it's also comparing it to the birth of Zagreus, who, similarly, Zeus disguised himself as a serpent and then mated with Persephone. Gross. But also, like, it's a weird thing with how Zeus and Hades are kind of the same god, but they're not. Like a lot of the time, Hades is called, like, Zeus of the underworld, or whatever. Like, literally, in the thing there, they don't call him Hades, they say, Pluton Zeus.
Right.
That is, like, the name of Hades.
I feel like that almost makes sense as, like, they're saying that he is the chthonic ruler, and so they're comparing him to him without having to say Hades' name, because that's, you know, kind of taboo. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't... I don't know, I might just be completely talking out of my ass, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're saying he is like an alternate personality of Zeus or whatever, just like has a similar role.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like these gods, they all are like kings of their own lands. Like I would almost say that like Poseidon is like a similar thing there. But also Poseidon may or may not have been like an underworld god before. So, you know, and there are connections. The big three are all the same person, actually.
Plot twist.
There was a time in Greek mythology where Poseidon was the big honcho, and Zeus was just whatever on the side. So, okay, so... we also mentioned another underworld river in that thing that I cannot pronounce because it's just cock. Is it Cocytus or Cocytus? Yeah, I hate it. I hate that word. Because I can't say it. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, this says that Melanoe might be, like, synchronized with Persephone. Very, very cool. What are her functions? Thank you. Like, what the fuck is she? Okay, more similarities to Hecate. More stuff about moon goddesses. Oh, the clad in saffron. Okay, that's how you describe moon goddesses. Very cool. I'm just learning new things here because I've never looked at this page for more than 5 seconds to be like, oh, this is the goddess that it might be in Hades too. There it is on this page. I was looking for somebody's translation, said that she might be like half black, half white. And so that's why we have what Rick did.
Huh.
And Rick decided to go with, kind of inspired from like Norse mythology's goddess Hel, and how she's got like the half normal face and the half zombie face. That's kind of what he went with for Melanoe, where it's like, oh yeah, she's half this and half this. And yeah, so some people do kind of do a similar thing with Melanoe. And the reason why she's got that duality is because the fact that it's Zeus, but he's like, I guess, disguised as Hades, and also Persephone is her mom. Is weird, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't have good thoughts about it. I just know it's a thing, and it might be like a translation error that somebody was like, "Hey, this." Yeah, I don't see that in this hymn thing that we got here. So
right,
I don't know where that comes from.
Right,
I'm very confused, but I know that's a thing that I've heard talked about in like actual mythology podcasts. So I felt like it needed to be mentioned because of her look in the story. All right. Let's talk about the other dude, whose name I cannot say. Iapetus. Yeah, I think
I keep forgetting how it's pronounced, how it's spelled. So it's causing me issues.
On this page, it has a thing. It's Iapetus.
Yep,
literally has a thing here. So like that is so much nicer. I wish all of those things had stuff for dumb English speakers like me, because I can't. And I feel so bad. The fact that sometimes his name is spelled with a J at the front does not help, because it's not pronounced differently. It's still said the same. Okay, so he's a Titan, son of Uranus and Gaia. We all know this.
Indeed.
He's one of the original, is it 12 Titans that they made together? I don't know. I can't remember these things right now. But some weirdo was like, hey, actually, his name sounds kind of like one of these names of the sons of Noah. So again, we're gonna link it to the Bible. We've come full circle there. We've come full circle back to the Bible.
That is a really weird thing for them to do.
Did Rick do this on purpose?
I don't see why. They were like, it sounds a little bit like Japheth, so I guess they're the same guy.
No!
Hey, what the fuck?
Literally no. What does that have anything to do with it? Okay, let's talk about what this guy actually is. His name does in fact mean the piercer, although this does say citation is needed for that.
So maybe that comes from Percy Jackson.
Maybe it does. I don't know.
I don't know where he would get it, though, otherwise, so I don't know.
No idea. He ruled during the Golden Age, just like all the other Titans, and is now in Tartarus. Yada yada yada. Oh yeah, he has a wife. 2 possible options, but they're both daughters of Oceanus and Tethys, so like, his wife is a water lady, no matter what. It's either Clymene or Asia. Not all of Asia, but like a nymph named Asia. Which I still think is funny.
We've done this before. Yeah.
I still think it's funny, okay? He just fucked all of Asia. It's fine. And he has a few different sons. I think in the story we only mention Atlas, but he's got some lesser known ones that I cannot pronounce. But he's also got Prometheus, Epimetheus, and Atlas.
So what I'm getting from here is that those sons of his are like the progenitors of mankind, and that we get all of our bad qualities from them.
And that's why in the Bible they were like, hey, their names are similar, and also
right, because he's
related
also a progenitor.
Noah.
Yeah.
And they're like, I've connected the dots. No, you didn't connect.
You did not connect shit.
Seriously. So humanity's worst qualities came from these gods. Like, what does it say? Sly and clever Prometheus could perhaps represent crafty scheming, the inept and guileless Epimetheus, foolish stupidity, the enduring, strongest and powerful Atlas, excessive daring, and the arrogant Menoetius, rash violence.
That sucks
Mankind
for us,
everybody.
I guess.
Humanity is the worst. And thus, I end my myth section, because there's not really a lot to go on for this guy.
Yeah.
He's just like the piercer, and he has a bunch of sons.
Does it actually even say that he's an underworld guy in here? Is that like a
It's not that he's an underworld guy, it's that he was a Titan, therefore was in Tartarus, so he was locked up.
I thought it was implied in the story that he was going to take over the underworld once Kronos was in charge, and that was like a whole thing.
I think it's just
and
because
maybe Rick just made that
he's
up.
there. I think Rick was just like, he's there, I'm gonna make him be the new Hades. To be like, the Titans want to replace the gods in some way. I don't know if there was a Titan of death. Necessarily?
Well, I guess probably nobody died before they made people, so maybe... I don't know.
I think the only person who ruled death before Hades would have been Thanatos, because he is, in fact, older, being the son of Nyx, who was one of the first beings to ever exist.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. This also says he's the Titan of
it does say he's the Titan of Mortality. You were just saying that, sorry. So that's probably it.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from either. I don't know where any of this shit comes from, but he's a dude.
That's because we're on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia,
and we
baby!
Cannot be bothered to do our own research.
Listen, I don't have fucking time to research all of these myths before every chapter. Until I get paid the big bucks to do this.
Join our Patreon.
Plug for the Patreon. But also, it's more fun and chaotic to do it this way. Alright, 50 minutes in, let's go! Talk about this.
Woo, we're so good at this.
I love this first line. Christmas in the Underworld was not my idea. Percy wanted to call in
whatever,
sick.
Percy.
So Percy is in high school. Like, officially. We did it.
Good for him.
I mean, I know the last story, Bronze Dragon, did take place after Battle of the Labyrinth. Technically. But... Now we're in the school year. Percy is in high school, and he hasn't gotten kicked out yet.
Good for him! He's almost finished a semester.
He did it! Thank you, Paul. I think Paul is the reason why Percy's still there.
Yes, thank you, Paul. Who is Percy's stepdad now?
Wait, that's right. Right. Did they mention that in the story?
Yeah, it came up.
Okay. Beautiful. I forgot. Anyway, I love you, Paul. Paul, my favorite character in this series. My other favorite character, Mrs. O'Leary, is back. She's here.
Good puppy.
She's the size of a Hummer. And they all think she's a poodle.
Yeah, it seems a little bizarre that she's just fucking destroying this play set, this Winter Wonderland set that Percy's helping to work on. And no one cares, because they're just like, oh, poodle. Also, Percy's never going to live this down.
No, he's not. I want to know what, like, do they think it's, I don't know, like a pink poodle, or like, is it one of those things where it's like, it has to be like girly, so that way, that's why I think it's a poodle. Because it has to be terrible for Percy, living in the early 2000s as a boy.
The mist is trying to fuck him over on purpose.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like, I'll hide this dog for you, but like, I'm gonna make it as inconvenient as possible.
Wait, I just realized we've come full circle with the poodle thing from the Lightning Thief. Percy, say hello to the poodle. Thank you. Also,
It's his
we gotta
poodle
mention
now.
we gotta mention this guy who's here for one page, Dr. Boring. I'm not kidding, that's his real name.
He's a high school English teacher. He has a doctorate, and his name is Boring. He's the most fascinating man in the series.
Truly, I think...
What is he doing here?
I think I would have renamed myself again. Can't do it.
God, think about how much shit he must take from his students.
I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Maybe he changed it to Boring, like, specifically.
Yeah, he was like, this will be funny.
It's all a joke to him. Okay, so what does Percy do? He has to go follow his dog. Literally, she's going through the streets of New York, and then stopping when she sees a golden deer. I've already mentioned, I want to say I mentioned this exact deer before. Is it the Ceridian hind? No, it does have gold antlers.
It does.
I'm gonna say yeah. Because that is, like, the hind, that is, like, Artemis's thing.
So it's the one that was in Artemis's tent.
I want to say it's the same one, or, like, maybe a similar one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Percy he doesn't say he recognizes it, which is the only reason I might think that maybe it's something else, but I don't know.
Yeah. Also, like, Percy doesn't recognize things sometimes, so. I do love this, like, 14 karat gold deer. Beautiful. I love it. So the fact that they're now best friends, Mrs. O'Leary and this deer.
I thought Mrs. O'Leary was trying to, like, eat it.
Mrs. O'Leary was, and then they're
good.
playing now, I guess. That's what it seems like. That's what it read like to me. Strange game of keep
that
away.
Sounds like the deer is like, I can't leave, but I do not like this. Stay out of my space, dude. It sounds like Mrs. O'Leary is probably trying to play. You know how puppies do.
Yeah, Miss O'Leary's just sniffing it.
But following the deer is our girl.
Thalia is here. She's queer. You know it. You know it. She had to follow it because it's a symbol of Artemis.
Indeed.
Yada, yada, yada.
And they're like, this seems bad.
Yeah. But hey, if they get out of this in one piece, she's gonna buy him a cheeseburger.
Which they do. So,
that's all that matters.
Mission accomplished, guys.
Spoilers. Yeah, and then guess who shows up out of the shadows because he's just that emo.
I love how emo they make this whole thing, because it's a cloud passed over the sun and the golden deer disappeared and they both, like, ready their sword and their bow and a patch of darkness passes over the clearing and then it's just Nico. He's just, like, falls out. He's like, ow.
It's just a tiny 12-year-old.
He's just a little guy.
He's truly a little guy, and I love him. Yeah. But Thalia's like Bianca's little brother.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Too
Do
soon.
not speak her name. Also, he just hangs out in graveyards. We gotta unpack that.
Yeah, what were you doing in New Orleans, Nico? Tell us.
What wouldn't you be doing in New Orleans? He went out for beignets, and then he was like, and now I'm just gonna go sightseeing. Listen, I did the same thing. Yeah, right after Barbie convention, we went for beignets and went to look at the graveyards. It's good shit. So they have all three of the children of the big three that are currently alive that we know of in one place. That is an omen.
Yeah, that's super fucking suspicious. And that's immediately what they say. They're like, is this like a Kronos thing? And then, the ground just swallows them. So that's fine.
The fact that it's like the ground swallows them, it's a beautiful transition. Percy's like, we're gonna fall forever. We're gonna die. And then they're just like 3 screaming children in the center of a garden. Because they just appeared there. Oh my god, that is something I want to see in the TV show. Because I can perfectly picture that.
It would be really good. You're so right.
Although my brain is picturing it with like the really, really bad early 2000s like CGI. Because that just like makes it in my brain.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yes, we are now in the Garden of Persephone with lots of beautiful pomegranates and gemstones, and they have to not touch any of it. I mean, not eat any of it.
It's real bad. Okay, I think we're gonna have to unpack Persephone just a little bit, because I have feelings. I don't quite love her.
Yeah, no. It's definitely a choice, the way that she has been portrayed in this little story here.
Like, at first I'm like, oh, like, her dress, it's made of, like, blooming flowers and everything. But then it's like, oh, but it's, like, washed out and faded because it's the underworld. And I'd be like, no, it's just, like, black flowers. Come on. That's what it should be, you know? Listen, Persephone should be, like, a pastel goth. Am I right? Am I right?
That definitely works for me. What bothers me about this portrayal is that she's washed out in the underworld, and it seems like she doesn't have access to all of her power. It seems like being in the underworld is bad for her, which is not what I want for her.
No. Also, like, it doesn't quite make sense to
Or
me.
if you're doing it that way, you need to, like, kind of explore that a little bit and, like, talk about her relationship with Hades in, like, light of that and how she, like, kind of resents him, which she doesn't seem to in this.
Yeah, I don't know.
She's very loyal to him.
I feel like there's, like, a lot to unpack here that, like, we cannot possibly ever talk about. But But, like, Persephone, like, I understand she wasn't originally an underworld goddess. But when she came to the underworld, she fucking owned it. Like in the original source text, like, she is equal to Hades in power down there.
Right. In which case, this doesn't really work.
She is the dread goddess Persephone. Literally, she should be fucking powerful. She should not be like, oh, I'm down here. I can't. You're Daisy. Like, sorry, Dandelion. Like, I get it. Flower power. She should also be able to turn things into flowers. But, like, I don't know, do more interesting things with it. And also, like, she's ruler of the underworld. She can do more than just flowers. Okay? I'm angry.
We'll get into it later, but it seems like her and Hades' relationship in this is, like, super fucking unhealthy.
Yeah. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, we'll get into it at the end.
Yeah, again, I'm just like, I'm upset by this. Also, have I mentioned that I've almost been convinced to read Lore Olympus by friends? I've almost been convinced, okay? We're almost there.
I hear really conflicting things about it. I just don't know.
I hear good things about everyone except Apollo. I think that's the bad thing I hear about. Okay, so, also, I want to know what this argument was between Persephone and Nico.
Yeah, this is the most interesting thing here. So they're having, like, a nice little dinner, in which no one eats because they can't eat underworld food. And, yeah, they are not getting along, specifically Nico and Persephone. And he says, after last time, you've got the nerve to welcome me? And Percy's like, maybe don't say that to a god. And she's like, it's alright. We had a little family spat. Family spat? You turned me into a dandelion! Hey, what the fuck happened? How did he get undandelioned? What did they fight about? I mean, no, I'm assuming that once again, it's about, like, the cheating shit and that, women are petty. But,
no.
No?
I do not think that this should be a thing. Like, I don't want her to be the evil stepmother.
Sorry, bro, but that's where Rick is at, and also mythology.
I'm just saying, Rick, you're wrong.
Yeah. Can women...
Can we stop...
Can women just be better?
Can women not be described as, like, petty bitches?
Yeah.
At all times?
I need some better women, Rick. Please.
Please and thank you. No more petty jealousy. I'm over it.
Of course, all the dudes also suck and are rapists, so...
Yeah.
So...
I will say...
Maybe Luke's right. Maybe we do need to start over.
I was gonna say, maybe the problem is the source material, that was also all written by dudes who thought this was okay.
This is how culture happens. You know, this is how we get misogynies, because it's all just builds upon each other.
Yeah, and then Rick's like, hey, let's modernize it. Oh, this, I didn't really think about this. Moving on. Okay,
but yeah, fascinating stuff.
They're gonna do a quest for him, but we also gotta talk about these handmaidens. Not gonna lie, I kinda love them, actually.
Yes.
Because they're like dead, but they're also wearing, like, flowery things.
Yeah, little yellow dresses.
This is the vibe.
Yes. No, if I was dead and, like, I wasn't good enough to go to Elysium or whatever, but so I'm just, like, wandering Asphodel, I'd want to cute job from Persephone where I just like bring her some snacks and I wear a cute dress and like pretty flower crown.
I mean, I also just think that like having these like very, very dead looking. I don't know why I'm imagining them as zombies. They should probably be like ghosts or something. Right. But I'm just like undead, like gross looking zombies that really just want to look pretty. And be like little gals.
Good for them.
Not little guys, little gals. To be like wearing their cute little dresses and have a tea party. I support them.
Indeed.
Actually, I realized what it's giving. It's giving, Monster High.
Yeah.
It's giving like Ghoulia, to me.
I hear you.
Ghoulia, but like a little bit more femme.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's what I wanted. Also the fact that she's like, if this were spring, I would be able to greet you properly in the world above.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Alas, in winter, this is the best I can do. God, Persephone. If you don't like it here, just, like, get rid of him. I don't know what to tell you. Actual Persephone could probably defeat Hades if she wanted to. Just saying. I forgot. She calls him her husband and master.
Yes. See, that shit make me uncomfy. But, like, also, like, in the form of, like, their household, he is the master of the house. And so it makes sense. It's not just that he's a shit to his wife, but also, hate that.
Yeah, I will say that, like, in formality, it's like, oh, he's the king, therefore, like,
right,
something, whatever. But also, they're equals. The important thing here is the plot.
Yes, we should get on with it as fast as we can. Hades
is forging a new symbol of power. Which, okay. This, Dahlia's like, this would unbalance their power sharing agreement. But Persephone's like, no, it would make Hades their equal. These are conflicting perspectives on this.
Right.
I mean, I get it. Hades only has, like, a helm, really? And then he's got his, like, staff, but that's like magic, I guess?
Right, it's not his symbol of power, which already is the helm.
Yeah, so he needs a symbol of power that is also a weapon, like Zeus and Poseidon have. Poseidon having, like, the trident, Zeus having the thunderbolts. So, I think it makes sense. Zeus also has had a shield. Poseidon has whatever the fuck is under the ocean.
We know for a fact that the gods above are really shitty to Hades. So, I mean, I don't think she's necessarily wrong. And I get that she wants to protect her realm, but maybe causing discord among your allies is not the way to go about it, right? Meow?
Okay. If I were to rewrite this, what if her secret thing at the end is like, actually, the sword was for me. And she's like, yeah, no, it wasn't for Hades at all. I did like a double trick. Hades has no idea I did this, and it's actually not even for him.
Did Persephone show girl power when she?
She's like, I really just wanted a sword, okay?
God. Girl, I can't with you. But, yeah.
So, okay, this sword also, we haven't said it in the recording yet, but hey, it's a fucking keyblade.
Okay, it's not necessarily a keyblade, it just has a key in it. Like...
It's a key and a blade.
It unlocks...
Am I wrong?
Your death. That's canonically what it does, by the way.
Yeah, in fact, off recording, I literally was like, this feels kind of anime, and also Kingdom Hearts. Oh wait, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the keys of Hades, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
It can also raise the dead.
Yeah.
So I guess raising the dead is unlocking, and then killing you is like sealing you off.
Mm-hmm. Cool ass fucking sword.
Yeah?
Like it.
Hell yeah. I love it. It's way too fucking powerful. Like, yes, Hades should get a cool weapon. That's a lot.
Okay, but Zeus's Master Bolt can just, like, fuck up, like, a lot of people all at once. This is just one sword for individual murders. You know,
I think it's interesting that it's like, it doesn't even technically kill you, though. It just, like, sends you to the underworld.
Like, they don't have to stab you. They can just be like, poke, and you're like, goodbye.
I figured he just, like, can wave the sword. Does it say he has to touch you? A mere touch, okay. Cool beans. Terrifying, amazing. I love it. Also, Persephone got mad at Thalia and turned her stuff into flowers, but it's fine. So, this blade is a secret, like a terrible secret, because somebody already found out about it and stole it.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
I
So they're
feel
like,
that's interesting.
that sword seems really powerful. Maybe that's a bad idea that he has that. Persephone's like, well, about that. Yeah, you see why you must help get it back. And they're like, what the fuck do you mean get it back?
Yeah. Also, we've definitely talked about how the Titans don't, like, abide by the ancient laws before, but this is one I guess they have to. They still cannot steal another god's power.
Mm-hmm.
They can fight them, because the Titans don't care about that. That might have been just an agreement by the gods to not get involved. But the not stealing power, yeah, makes sense. So Persephone's like, it had to be you three, because you're so fucking powerful, and you're children of the big three. So it's like, hey, Zeus and Poseidon also say that this is a good thing. We're all set on this weapon.
Right.
Go do it, Hades.
She's 100% using them to make her thing seem more legit.
Yeah. Nico has to do it because it's his dad.
Yeah, and Percy's like, I'm not gonna let Nico go alone. He's my little guy.
He is his son. And so Thalia's roped in. And what do we have to guide us? We have a magic flower.
Okay. Have you ever seen that
I do love
meme?
it.
What
meme?
I'm talking about the hold my flower, kick his ass baby, I got your flower.
Okay, I've definitely seen a fan art of that, but it's Hades and Persephone, like literally.
No, but that's literally what Percy says to Talia here. He's like, I'll hold the flower, you can beat him up. It's so funny.
I love both of these things. It's beautiful. But no, I've seen fan art where Hades is holding the flower and Persephone goes beat someone up.
Yep, as you do.
Oh my god. It's a good shit. I'm just gonna send this meme to the server, no context.
Good.
I need to start doing that more of the Eldest Gods, because Robert and I keep doing that for the bits. Every 5 seconds, we're just like, we're recording right now, no context, but this is something we're talking about.
That's how I discovered that I died recently, so...
Yeah, you did die. Like 3 times in the span of an episode.
It's really too bad.
It's because you're a little guy. And we kept finding little guys in that episode, and they kept dying.
I accept this. Okay, where were we?
So the flower always faces the thief, and if the petals fall off, that you failed. It's Beauty and the Beast.
Right. And it's a carnation, so it has a lot of petals, so it's just like dropping these things.
Yeah, it's fine. They'll do it, right? Beast won't be a beast forever.
Yeah, of course they have to succeed. We're great at that.
We're great at quests. Okay, so Percy needs to stop talking about Christmas. He needs to stop. The underworld didn't get into the Christmas spirit. Dude, it's Greek mythology.
Yeah, why would they celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ? Except for the fact that he was apparently here and just, like, stole Hades' shit. And Ethan Nakamura, literally Jesus.
Wait! You're right! Okay, I want to make a joke here about how Luke is mad about, we're just, like, doing the same quest that people did before it. You sent Ethan on a quest to steal the keys of Hades, just like Jesus did.
Yeah, Luke, get some new material.
God damn it. So Persephone's uptight. She doesn't like Nico, I guess. We're not talking about that, but
yes. So it's interesting what they say here is that Percy's like, then why did she include you if she doesn't like you? And Nico says, probably my dad's idea. But we know for a fact that Hades doesn't even know this is happening. So
she
what's going
likes
on?
Nico. I don't like a lot about Persephone in the Ryanverse, but I do think that she does in fact like and care for Nico.
I want that for him. I want him to have a cool stepmom.
Like, we joked about, oh my god, she's an evil stepmom. No. They had a family spat. She's just a goddess, and therefore reacts a little badly to things.
Various
and
events.
Sometimes you forget that, like, your stepson is, like, mortal.
And also 12.
Demigod, but yeah. He's a child, he's not a god, and they don't like to be turned into dandelions. So...
These things happen. She just lost her temper. It's fine. We really
Anyway.
don't know what they had a particular spat about, so. But I'm sad that right now Nico's like, oh, she doesn't like me. You're giving me hope. I'm excited for them to, like, get along.
Yeah, she doesn't appear a lot in the Riordanverse, but...
Yeah, he needs more people in his corner.
He does.
So.
He has me, but I'm not physically in this series, sadly.
You're not canon.
I wish I was!
God.
If I was, I'd give this boy a hug.
God, yeah, me too!
I'd be like, none of you touch my son. Also, Percy, he's literally having the same conversation that he had with Bianca in Titan's Curse. He's like, so, how's that immortality?
She's like, bro, I'm not immortal, I'm just not gonna
Bro,
die. And he's like, yeah.
Wow, how does it feel to, like, not age or get sick?
Yeah, that would be really convenient.
Wish
actually.
I had that! You know what? She does work with children. It'd be so nice for her to not get sick.
Tell the people about how that's been going for you, Charlie. Pretty bad.
I'm dying again! I'm literally dying. Please send help.
God.
Also, my mom has COVID again downstairs.
The world is a cesspool of suffering. Okay, let's move on.
Truly. Okay, it's so weird that he's like, you're looking for Bianca, right? But, no, she's not. She's probably looking for her mom.
And Percy's like, oh, I didn't think about that, my bad. And she's like, we're cool, dude. But yeah, that's set up because it's gonna come back later. Rick's so good at writing things.
Hey! We're passing the Fields of Punishment, which kind of feel more like the, Asphodel, but in Hades, the game. Because it's got lava. We got a lot of freaking lava. Also 80s music.
Fuck you, Rick! 80s music fucking slaps. Shut up.
Like, seriously, what the hell,
Literally.
Rick? What did the 80s do to you? I know you were alive then, but what did they do? Okay, so, I love that Nico's like, we gotta go to the #1 expert on cheating death. This fucking troll doll. Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay. Another rant incoming. I'm pretty sure you feel this way too, about this scrawny man not being our boy Sisyphus.
Rick's interpretations are valid.
Are they?
Just saying that Hades is better.
Hades is better. Go play it.
Hades' interpretation of Sisyphus as, like, a Zen master it slaps so fucking hard, okay?
I think that's what happens to you when you've had this punishment for how many fucking thousands of years?
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna be super buff. He's gonna be like, yeah, I'm doing this boulder. Like, I gotta do it. I know, I gotta do it. But also, I'm like, I'm kinda chill. As long as the Fury's not around.
I love him. He's my bestie. But no. But also, like, the dude in the original myth kind of sucks. And I get where we get from there to here, which is that he's like, I'm gonna come up with another scheme. I've got this in the bag. This is a temporary embarrassment. I'm lauded gentry, actually.
I'm just specifically mad about how he looks. Especially...
Yeah, he should be buff. You're right.
This needs to be a buff man because he's lifting a boulder every fucking day, every 5 seconds. And he's wearing, like, just a diaper. Bro.
Unfortunate.
What is up with Rick being like, and this person, they're super ugly, and they're only wearing a diaper. He's done this how many times now? The Minotaur, Antaeus, Sisyphus. That's at least 3 that I can name.
At least this one's not literally a diaper, but, yeah.
Just give him, like, a tunic. Like, just do that. I don't know. Give him a prison jumpsuit.
Yeah, he could... It's a modern retelling, Rick. Remember how most of your people are wearing, like, updated clothes? Why does he have a loincloth on? I guess they just don't give him clothes. He doesn't deserve them. I'm
just saying, this is how it should go. So he's scrawny, he's got, like, ratty hair, and he's cursing in a million different languages. That's very interesting to me. This man is well learned.
Yeah.
Good to know.
If I'd had one of those jars where you put a quarter in for each bad word, I would have made about $500.
I love it!
It's so good. Okay.
I think that should be part of his punishment now. It's just every time he curses.
Swear jar? I like that he feels not only, like, trapped there by, like, the magic of the shit, he is emotionally compelled to do this. He's like, I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to. This is the last time. And then he's like, I have to. I have to get this shit to the top.
It's me. Me. This is me when I was trying to beat, is it called Eventide Island? In Breath of the Wild? This was me, dude. For like 5 hours trying to beat that thing. I did do it, but I felt like fucking Sisyphus because I kept dying. Also, I was naked, so I was like, just like the Sisyphus.
God.
Because they strip you of your clothing, so you can't have any
at least
cool shit.
Link has boxers, so.
Yeah, that's true. My goodness. So, yeah, he doesn't want to help them. He won't take their flower to make it better. He thinks that they're the Furies
in disguise, and he's pissed, but...
Yeah. Also, Nico explaining the Sisyphus myth and being like, Sissy here, may I call you Sissy? No! So Sissy tricked Persephone.
Uh-huh.
Like, Nico, the sass. My boy. I love him.
Very good. But he does not want to talk to them at all until Thalia's like, I'll move your rock for you. He's like, oh my god, yes, get on it.
Yeah, and then she does it, and it's like a whole thing for her. So
yeah, she goes through a character arc.
So Sisyphus tells them, oh yeah, there was a guy here. He had a face, I guess. He had like one eye. Oh wait, that's Ethan.
Right. Normally when Percy makes those assumptions, he's wrong, but this time it works out, so that's good for him.
Yeah, good job, Percy. Also it is weird that like Sisyphus can't really break free. He tries to run for it, but it doesn't really work. Like he's kind of tied to this spot.
Yep, too bad for him.
Yeah. So, but also he sent Ethan over to see Melinoe because yeah, she's also got a way out of the underworld. And Thalia has come back from pushing the rock up, and she's like,
well, she drops the rock because you can't push it to the top. That's how it works.
Yeah, from trying to, from her attempt.
Mm-hmm. And it rolls down the hill and crushes the man.
It's fine.
He's fine.
It's okay. Yeah, she wanted to stay and try it again. Because it's so compelling. It's like, I gotta do it. I could do it, but really, really tried. No, you can't. Okay, so we don't know about Melinoe yet. We're not talking about her. But instead, we're defeating some carries. Or maybe they're defeating us.
This is where Percy wonders what his family is doing and thinks about his mom and stepdad Paul.
Oh, wait, did I skip over this? I'm
page 109, but I just wanted to point it out because it's exciting. They got married. Exciting. Okay,
they did. Yeah, I'm thinking about like how long has their relationship been? Because about a year, right? Because she was first mentioned in Titan's Curse. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, pretty quick, but I don't blame the lady for knowing what she wants.
Hey, they're both like older people. They're not like spring chickens anymore. They want to get it on. Why not?
Well, like, she's been through this rigmarole, I believe her. I believe that she knows her own mind, and she's like, this is a partner that I could rely on. Yeah, good for her.
And also, like, he probably has a steady job and health insurance while she's, writing her books. Okay, so, evil bird ladies, bat ladies. I forgot. We're bats.
Yeah. They should be bird ladies. I don't like that they're bat ladies. That's weird.
Okay, but my brain is going to, like, vampire bats. They should be sexier.
Yeah, that works, I guess.
You gotta think about it for a second, Ray, and then you can make it sexy.
I really doubt they're very sexy. Their mouths are foaming.
It's fine. It's all good. I could have done a myth section on daemons, but the shortness of it, that's just what you call a lesser deity. So
interesting.
It's just another word for deity, actually. Or like something not quite like not mortal, not demigod, like something kind of in between, big god and demigod. So Nico can't really command them, because they're like, we have a new master.
Right. this other guy whose name I can never remember. I have it written down, and yet it does not stick in my brain at all.
Iapetus.
Iapetus. Yeah, they're real excited about this guy.
Yeah, the piercer. He's cool.
Bob gets a new job at a tattoo parlor.
What?
You know, he's the piercer.
I need this fanfiction stat. Please, someone do it. That's his new life. That's what he does. Okay, also we get this beautiful line where Percy's like, who? What are you talking about? Who's this person? Then he, like, murders the lady. Note to self, if you vaporize monsters, they can't answer your questions. Thank you.
God. This is the shit that I read Rick Riordan books for. This is what I want.
Right here. That's it.
It's perfect.
Yeah, but Percy, gets a boo-boo. Poor boy. He's gonna die.
Yeah.
He's gonna die.
He is literally dying.
Yeah, they give him
clawed
too
the
much.
shit out of him.
They give him, like, a lot of nectar and ambrosia, which could kill him worse.
They pour nectar on the wound because that shit's infected because they're disease ladies, and he's just, yeah, it's not good.
Really not good. Thalia gives them a little, like, lesson on Iapetus. He's a dude. He should be in Tartarus. Yeah, okay. And yeah, Percy's like, he's probably working with Ethan. So this is really bad. And we still don't know who Melanoe is, but Nico gives us a little myth section of his own. She's the goddess of ghosts. I mean, not quite, but sure.
It kind of comes up in her stuff. It works.
How about it, like, yeah, so, like, what did I say? I said, like, nightmares, and madness. So, like, what she seems to be the goddess of for them later on is, like, regret.
Mm-hmm.
Like ghosts, not as in necessarily just a dead person, but like a ghost that you have complex emotions towards, basically.
Right, the ghosts of your past.
Ghosts of Christmas Past. Ooh, that's my new name for this short story, I think.
For this story, perfect. I love
Percy
it.
Jackson and the Ghosts of Christmas Past. Percy Jackson's A Christmas Carol. We're gonna make, who, I don't know who would be the Scrooge here. No one is, I guess Hades is kind of a Scrooge, but he doesn't really get better. He's still kind of just sitting on his jewels, counting them by the end.
Yep.
In
fact, he gets more wealth and power, so.
Yeah, he does. Alright, so, this is bad, and Percy still wants to keep going on. He is still gonna hold the flower while they fight.
I love that for him.
Seriously. Also, he has to think about his favorite things while he's walking along. His favorite basketball players. His last conversation with Annabeth. What his mom would make for Christmas dinner. Anything but the pain.
Oh, my boy. My sweet, precious boy.
Does Sally make, like blue Christmas dinner? Like, does she give him a blue Christmas?
That would be delightful.
I think that's their favorite Christmas song. I'm not gonna lie. Canonically, Percy's favorite Christmas song is A Blue Christmas. We did it. So they come to the river that Ray does not like to say the name of.
I guess it can be the Lethe.
You could also say the River of Forgetfulness.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so it's clearly not the Styx, which Percy has seen before. It's all black and scary.
Yeah, so what do they do? How are they gonna defeat this river? We have to get past it. Yeah. So what does Percy do?
It has a really strong current, and so Percy's like, I can't just dam it up, it'll just flood us. So Percy has to raise the water over his head, and it's making like a little rainbow arc.
I'm still just imagining him parting it like it's the Red Sea, though.
I think Rick's shit is cooler, and also, scientifically.
Like, but also bring in more of that biblical shit into this story. Because Percy is Moses.
Truly.
He has parted the Black Sea, because it's black. Okay. So he can't even let a single drop of water touch him, but he makes it through. He just needs his friends to help him along.
Truly. But yeah, he sends them first, and he's like holding it so tightly so that it, like, nothing falls on them. And then he's going, and he's like, can't do it. Not today.
He just has to do the dry thing where he just doesn't get wet, and it's great.
Yeah, so it's fine. Which I'm assuming happens here so that we can establish it so that we won't worry about Percy later when he pulls his cool move.
Yeah. Also,
Storytelling.
Percy's like dying again.
He's super dying!
Because he used up so much power while he was already in pain.
Like, think about this from Thalia and Nico's perspective. Like, they see the water crash on him, and they're like, well, Percy's fucking gone. Cool. I'm going to cry now, I guess. Like, their friend, they think that he just basically died, and then he just, like, pops up on the shore like, I'm dying.
Literally, those two have too much trauma to be dealing with Percy and his bullshit right now.
But yeah, so he passed out, and they are feeding him nectar, and he wakes up to them saying that they can't give him any more, he'll burst into flames.
It's fine.
Percy, can you hear me? Flames, I murmured. Got it.
Cool. Good shit. Yeah. But they're just gonna get back up and go towards this goddess of ghosts. Okay, I forgot that when I was reading this, you were hearing me reacting to it. And I was like, oh, right, that's not actually what she looks like. Because this is an image of Thalia's mom.
Yeah.
She wore a pink bathrobe and had a wine glass in her hand.
That's really unfortunate.
We already know, like, her mom's backstory, right? Right?
I don't know that it has ever come up in the series yet.
Okay. I will stay silent then, because I remember things about her, and I don't know how much we know about yet.
Yeah, if it's come up, it wasn't in detail.
Okay.
I'm almost certain.
Cool. She's
so
a lady,
this is probably,
and
like, something of a reveal here.
I do think it might have been mentioned that she had a drinking problem, and that she died in a car accident semi-recently. So, cool. Thalia is broken.
Yeah.
I don't think she should feel guilt over this lady. Personally, I think she's, awful, but that's because I know things.
Well, I mean, and it's also not Thalia's fault, like, no matter what happened. Like, you can't blame a runaway child.
You cannot.
Like, if this is what her mom is actually like, then that's shitty.
Yeah. Don't like her. And then we see Nico's mom, which, okay. I love the vibes. We gotta we're seeing this, like, what is it, 1930s, 40s? It's
I do not remember, but
it's
yeah.
like that vibe where she's like old-fashioned and gorgeous, and she's got like her pearls.
She's got a velvet
and
dress
everything.
and a matching hat, as you do.
Like she is the woman you would expect Hades to be with, because
yeah,
she's got the dark vibes and also like rich heiress vibes. That's, yeah, I love them. But also Nico should not feel things about this either, because goddamn, he was a small babe when she died.
But it doesn't sound like it's guilt in his case, just grief, probably.
Yeah. And then Percy's like, I got no ghosts, so fuck you. You're not anybody's mama!
Yeah, it's...
God, Percy.
It's really interesting. So Percy thinks about the Funka, Zoe, Lee Fletcher, and he says that he's made his peace with them, and that they've passed on, so they're not ghosts anymore. Not to him. And that's, I don't know, good for him.
Yeah, it is very good.
It's real interesting.
I gotta say, I do kind of hate Percy saying the line, "You're not anybody's mama." I think you could have come up with something so much better.
Yeah, it's a little cringe.
But yeah, so he gets to see Melanoe in her true form, which the other two do not see. They just see their mommies. And yeah, she's like Norse hell. What is it? Yeah, pale and chalky. And then pitch
like
black.
She's been drained of blood. Yeah.
So like literally half and half, white and black.
And both of them are like decrepit and corpse-like.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a golden dress and a golden shawl, and her eyes are black voids. It's not a bad design.
It's interesting, to say the least. I prefer my girl Mel. I think that should be her name, Mel Hades. That's it. I love her. So he has no ghosts, and he can just like kill her. It's fine. Or at least try to. He does wake his friends up.
At least he gets her to back off, but she's already done the shit, so
he, slashes through the fog, he wakes them up, and okay, if this isn't foreshadowing, I don't know what is, but...
What are you talking about?
We know there's a war that's going to happen, and the fact that Melinoe is like, there are gonna be so many ghosts. So many ghosts. So, I don't know, Percy might not get out unscathed without any ghosts, you know?
Oh yes, I see what you're talking
That's
about.
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's interesting. Melinoe's motives here are also interesting. She wants the Titans to win because she wants to go free and torture people.
That's it. Just wants to torture people.
Girl boss.
I mean, sure. Go ahead. If you want. Yeah, and then she just
Right. She's taunting Thalia
she
and telling her that her mom's right about her, and then Thalia shoots an arrow at her, and she laughs and disappears like a Cheshire cat.
Dissolves. Yeah. So she just, is gone, but Thalia is broken a little bit. Nico a little bit too.
They're having emotional problems, and Percy's like, I'm so sorry, guys, I'm just, dying over here.
Not great. Emotional damage. Yeah,
really not.
Percy has the physical damage. They have the psychic damage. Not great. Okay, so then we see our baddies. We have Ethan. And then, hey look, it's a guy in prison clothes. Like I suggested, we have for Sisyphus. I mean, he could always have different prison clothes to everyone else, because Tartarus.
Yeah,
but...
it honestly would be funny to me if all the people in the torture shit...
Tartarus?
No.
Fields of Punishment? Which one?
The Fields of Punishment. It'd be funny to me if they were wearing, orange jumpsuits, and then, if the Titans and people in Tartarus were wearing, the black and white stripe, things.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do that instead. I think it's cool. So he's just an old dude with a giant spear, and he's gonna destroy them, I guess.
Big ol' stick for piercing.
Now, we also have to add to his thing that he's racist, because he can't say Ethan's last name.
Hey, what the fuck?
That's, not great. It's a little bad. Okay.
Okay. In his defense, Dionysus does constantly get Percy's last name wrong on purpose, but...
True.
Also, it does not play well here.
You know what? It's weird to say. It is different when it's a white person compared to, not a white person getting their name wrong. Yeah, okay, so, their orders are to flee, but Iapetus is like, Iapetus does not flee!
All caps.
Okay, literally, this speech here is I did my waiting, 12 years of it! In Tartarus! That's literally what's happening here. He wants to get the fuck out. And so, that's what he's gonna do.
Well, and Ethan's like, hey, we should leave. And he's like, fuck no, I'm gonna kill these assholes.
He wants to get out, but he wants to, do some murdering. Because,
that's, his whole thing.
He hasn't for a long while, okay? Just get in some stabby stab, and then they can go. So they fight, and they fight some more. And they have to, the Sword of Hades is just lying there while everybody's fighting, but they can't get to it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's funny to me that they're having this, huge scrap with each other, and Percy is so dizzy he can barely hold his sword, and yet he's the guy who slashes him.
Yeah, And then he's also I'm right
good for
next
you,
to
Percy.
that river that I almost died in 10 minutes ago. So, you know what?
Wonder if I can do that again.
I'm just gonna do the one thing that I can do, and that's, not get wet. At all. I'm trying to remember how he did it now. Okay, yeah, he just dragged him in. Okay.
Yeah. He almost got stabbed, but he dodged sideways at the last second, and the spear is impaled in the ground, and he just grabs him by the shirt and hauls him in.
It's great. And then Percy's dry. The Titan ain't dry.
Nope.
It's like, who am I? What am I? What's going on? You're Bob. You're my friend. Yay!
This seemed to please him greatly. I am your friend Bob.
Yay! We love Bob. It's such a good name. Why was that was, I swear, the joke name of our childhood.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
I can't even, imagine, interacting with a real human being named Bob. It's a meme.
My dad has a cousin, Bob.
Yeah?
He is
Wild.
a meme. It's fine.
The only Bob I know is Bob the Tomato.
Okay. No context. Thank you.
Come on, bro. VeggieTales. I thought that was
Oh. I don't remember their names except for Larry.
It's Bob and Larry, you know.
Right, that's Larry's boyfriend. I forgot.
Yes, there you go.
Listen, you cannot convince me that the VeggieTales are straight. There is no possible way.
You might even say fruity, like a tomato.
Because it's
God.
a vegetable.
No,
they're not. More full circle again.
There was a whole thing. There was a whole Twitter thread that I saw from the creator of VeggieTales, arguing with transphobes, where the tomato and fruit thing came up. I'll find it for you later.
I need to know about this. I was just gonna say, bro, we're talking about Christian things again because it's fucking VeggieTales.
Yeah, yeah, it's Christmas, you know.
Merry Christmas, it's VeggieTales, here we go.
This is the Christmas special that we have in the middle of summer.
Seriously. It's Christmas in July! Does this come out in July? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say it.
It doesn't. It's fine. But we're recording in July, so it's fine. Okay, so once again, he lets Ethan run off. He lets him go. Percy. I get it, but also, this is gonna bite you in the butt. He's gonna be important later.
Okay, this is just like in Fullmetal Alchemist, and I understand that there will be consequences from that, and I'm going to have to be strong enough to take those consequences. I know that my beliefs are going to get me in trouble, and I'm gonna have to stand up for it regardless, and I respect it, okay? I respect this choice. I think that this is the right thing to do for Percy.
Yeah, so things are happening. He spares Ethan. Percy, you dumb bitch.
Right. Thalia almost shoots him, but let him go.
I don't know if they needed to kill him, but you know what? Maybe not letting him go right back to Kronos was a great idea.
I don't know if you can shoot to not kill very easily. I don't know how shooting to capture works. But if you're good enough, I guess. Maybe Thalia just ain't that good yet.
What you do is you use a net arrow. And then you just...
I guess it is established they have those.
You just capture the guy instead of killing him. Or you shoot him in the leg and drag him off, you know?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I was thinking of it as a dichotomy, but logically, yeah, they should have stopped him.
Yeah, there are ways that they could have, had him at least not get back to Kronos, and be a force to be reckoned with later. It's like the opposite of this is a tool that will help us later. Because literally, you let the baddie go. Okay, so...
I love the line here. The little, Nico says, "We did it, we actually did it. We did?" Iapetus asked, "Did I help?" I managed a weak smile. "Yeah, Bob, you did great." Love him.
Bob did great. And now we're gonna go see Hades.
Yes.
Oh wait, also Bob healed Percy, because he just said owie and touched his shoulder.
My heart. Thank you.
My best friend, Bob.
Yeah. This is a wound that they were like, you need to see a god about this. You're going to die.
Titan.
We are keeping you barely alive. But yeah, Titan. Same thing. He just saved Percy's life, so we're cool with Bob now.
We support this. Bob, redemption arc. So Percy makes Hades swear the oath. Hades does the thing so that he's not gonna use it against the gods, basically. No using the sword against them.
Which is interesting because Persephone made that deal for him without his consent at all.
All of this was done.
And he doesn't seem very happy about it, but he does it, so
all
we're
of
good.
This was done without Hades' consent. And you could make the argument that Persephone kind of gets her revenge for, the whole trapping her in the underworld thing a little bit here.
Okay, their vibes here are so fucking bad, though. Disgusting.
The fact that he's you defied my direct orders.
Yeah. That's your wife.
You're supposed to be equals. don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, this shit, disgusting. You are wise, my lord, Persephone said. If I were wise, he growled, I would lock you in your chambers if you ever disobey me again. ... Hey, what the fuck? Do not.
Rick,
I'm mad.
why?
Vibes rancid, truly.
Literally, I don't like it. So maybe, perhaps, Persephone is, like, maybe better than Hades, to Nico? Maybe that's the takeaway here. Cause Hades is starting to show some, like, gross colors here. And at least personality-wise, Persephone's, like, chiller? A little bit.
They do decide here that she has made some bad decisions, though. Percy, a 12-year-old, is like, I'm going to make a better advisor to my dad than her. Not Percy, Nico. I just said
Percy?
The wrong name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. I was like, Percy's not 12. Wait, you're not talking about Percy. Yeah, no, there are things I like about this story, and there are things I don't like. The things I don't like are Hades and Persephone. And, like, the actual, like, why this story is happening.
But everything that happens in it is interesting. Yeah.
The actual story itself, yeah, like, the actual, like, quest that we go on with these characters, I enjoy.
And it feels the most substantial out of any of the short stories here, I feel like.
Well, it is, like, 50 pages.
Yeah, it's a long boy.
It's got a lot of shit going on. Yeah, Hades also does threaten, all three of them, because they cannot speak of this to anyone.
It's interesting to me that Thalia is here at all. It doesn't feel like she has a lot of narrative relevance. It seems just like they wanted to, like, flesh her out a little bit more, which I can respect.
I mean, it's like, we gotta have, like, the big three go on a quest together. Cause, like, yeah, we had Percy and Thalia, like, together on a quest, but one, we miss her. And two, like, we gotta get a little bit of a Nico-Thalia dynamic.
Yeah. They've never hung out. She thought of him as Bianca's little brother.
Because we have Percy's dynamics. Yeah, we have the dynamic between Percy and the other two. But now we have, whatever fanfic, dynamic we want, because Percy was, like, unconscious for half of this story. So perhaps Thalia and Nico had some heart-to-hearts.
Okay, I think it's really sweet, though, almost.
They were nursing this boy back to health.
They were really worried about Percy the whole time, you know? They're, like, bandaging his wounds and dragging him around.
Yeah, and they're probably, like, talking about their previous traumas while they're dragging around this, helpless white boy.
It would be honestly fun to get, like, fanfiction of specifically this story from, like, one of their perspectives and, like, see what kind of conversations they have, like, about Percy while he's passed out and dying.
Let's talk shit about Percy because he's passed out and dying. Oh my god. Yeah. So, yeah, plot twist, reveal. Persephone made the sword without Hades' permission. She shut down the underworld without him, even. Wow. But, you know what? Hades accepted the sword, so they're protected. Yay? Yay.
Her dastardly plan
also,
was a success.
Nico's gonna look after Bob. This is important.
Thanks, Nico!
Yay! And even more important, they're going to get cheeseburgers at a place I thought was made up. Because I finished reading the story and I'm like, why didn't he just say McDonald's?
No, they're going to McHale's, which is a real burger joint in New York, as we have Googled.
A fact I learned today.
TIL.
Yeah. This is also, like, the beginning of Thalia being like, hey, after we, do this thing, we're gonna go get cheeseburgers. Like, this becomes her catchphrase.
Heck yeah.
She just really likes cheeseburgers.
Good for her.
And that's...
Even immortals have to eat.
She's not immortal!
Close enough.
Okay.
It's conditional immortality.
Okay, bro.
It's fine.
We're here at the end of not quite the end of this season. We still have one more episode because we're going to talk about the interviews next time,
and we're going to see if we can get a whole episode out of that. I'm sure that we'll have plenty to ramble about.
Yeah. We're just going to finish off the Demigod files for you. This plug has been revoked in support of the SAG-AFTRA strike. Okay, we need to get out of this episode.
Release us from this mortal coil.
I sure want to. We've been here for so long, but we had so many things, so many thoughts.
It's a long-ass story. It's not our fault.
My guys, my dudes, It's a long-ass story. It's got a lot of mythology tied into it, and a lot of Christianity for some reason. Fucking Rick. Yeah, so get out of my fucking cabin because Persephone turned me into a dandelion.
Oh no, bro.
I guess. I don't know why. But like, it was just a family spat. I'll get her back later.
Bro, your family kind of fucked up
Bye.
sometimes.
Mood.
Thanks to Matt for being our cool as heck God Complex Patreon. You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr, and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send us an iris message through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about episodes and anything Percy Jackson related. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology. No promises. You can check out our merch store on Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can find me, Ray, at HeyHeyRay, spelled R-A-Y-E, on Twitter. If you want to hear more from me, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
And you can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mac. That's M-A-C-K. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Eldest Gods is proud to be part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Content and Capable that follows Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adults.
Have you ever gotten so distracted in Stardew Valley that you forgot to sleep? Have you realised that you have a whole room in your house full of dolls? Or have you even bored your friends to sleep talking about your passion? Well then, Content and Capable is the podcast for you. Join me, Sam, as I chat to people passionate about what they do, asking questions about how they fell in love with their passion, what they do, and how it interacts with their day-to-day lives. Catch the podcast every Monday as I find out what makes someone tick, all while gleaning interesting and insightful life lessons along the way. There'll be laughs, a bit of crying, a whole lot of conversations, and we learn just a little bit more about the world around us.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
The boulder. I can't right now.
The boulder feels conflicted about fighting a young, blind girl.
The boulder is over his conflicted feelings.
That's what Boldy sounds like in Hades when he talks to Sisyphus.
It should be. Listen, if we'd gotten the same guy who played the boulder to voice Boldy, I think my world would have been made, actually. Best character in Hades, 10 out of 10. Boldy.
Deus Ex Media.